tell you about my show. Wednesday nights. And here we go. It's the rule of three with a touch of Basco. And like the Joker says, and here we go. It's Wednesday night and it's 9 o'clock. Click on the thumbnail, it's about to get hot. We get 3 different questions in only 3 minutes. It ain't for the scared, it ain't for the timid. Some will like us and some just don't. A lot will back us and some just won't. It don't matter with the Khaos crew. We specialize in making things do what they do. So sit back, chill, and enjoy the show with me, Chris Guy Scar, and Onzo.
Fire, peace. 9 o'clock, Wednesday nights. Don't miss it. Check us out.
What is going on, guys? It is the Rule of Three back after a significant hiatus for this show. I mean, things have happened. I know that one of those days, a couple weeks ago, when Danny couldn't do his Monday show, that we went ahead and did the ranking, I think, all 3 nights. Last week, I ended up having to work. I was going to do it Thursday. Ended up having to... I can't remember what happened last week. That was last week. This week, though, Wednesday, I was on Jep Nerdy because it was May the 4th. And then Thursday, we all went to Multiverse of Madness yesterday. And today, here we are, 9 p.m. We will get the show on. Guys, if you're in the chat right now, I see Mystic Shadows and Mads Mama Bears in there. Please do me a favor, go to my pinned tweet on Twitter and share it out. Retweet. You can like it, but retweet. That's the important thing. I know a lot of people hit that like button. That's great. But the like is not nearly as important as the retweet, because the retweet then goes through your group of people. It may not be my group of people, and it just helps spread the word. And that's what we always ask you guys to do. But before, and I don't know why I have this screen up, what the hell is going on today? Jeez, really.
It's okay. It's been a minute.
I know. Yeah, it has. Oh, great. Oh, wait, I know it. There it is. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, anyways. Let's talk to you guys, and we'll get on with it. Hey, Sean, what's going on? Good to see you. All right, go and start with Danny right here. Danny, why don't you tell everybody about yourself, your channel, and all that good stuff? Go ahead.
I'm Danny Graham, a.k.a. Comic Chat. You can find me here on Khaos Central, usually on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights, right at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then, of course, we'll be finishing up the final episode of Moon Knight Roundtable this Sunday at 8:30 on Onzo's channel. And of course, tomorrow, if everything goes to plan, we'll be doing Square One. Mainly probably focusing on the NBA Finals. They're down to the last 8 teams, so it's pretty good on playoffs. I'm not mad at it at all. So ready for the show tonight.
Isn't the Golden State Memphis game tonight?
That's tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow?
Okay. Tomorrow? I thought. Okay. And what was it? Who got knocked out of Golden State?
No. They're still playing. It's 1-1.
No.
It's Draymond Green.
Yeah.
But he's okay.
No.
Oh, he is?
You talking about Gary Payton Jr. He's out.
Oh, yeah, he's out, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't
with
see
a fractured elbow.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people were saying it was like...
It was a dirty call, dirty play.
Yeah. Well, I hate when that shit happens. If you're going to lose or if you're going to win, you should just not do shit like that, because anytime you see somebody blatantly take a player out...
I don't think it was intentional.
Neither do I.
I just think that it was just unfortunate. They said it. That should have been the flagrant foul too. I say that. But I don't think he intentionally meant to hurt the guy.
Neither do I.
I think it's been a hard foul.
And it looked, and I got to watch it again, but it looked like he was making a play on the ball. And usually
he hit his head.
Oh, did
he? His head yeah.
Okay.
They showed it in slow motion. Yeah, he knocked the hell out of his head. You do the head, any contact with the head like that, that's automatically a flagrant foul too.
Yeah, absolutely. But was he did it look like he was going for the block though, or did he just look like he was trying?
The player said when you up in the air, it needs to be body to body contact, not taking it. He just said he went all the way back, did a full swipe, like he was trying to swipe for the ball, but I don't know if he accidentally inadvertently, but he hit his head pretty hard. And then
Gotcha.
Charles Barkley said they tell you don't try and break your fall with your hand or your arm, fall on your back, your shoulder, or your butt, it can take more damage. Whenever you fall, he tried to break his fall, that's when he jammed his elbow.
Yeah, fractured his elbow.
Yep.
Ouch.
So,
craziness. All right. Well, go ahead on to tell everybody about your channel and all that great stuff.
I don't really want to say anything about my channel right now. I just want to say I am fucking sick and tired of going to fucking funerals. It seems like every time I turn around, somebody around me is passing away. I went to my friend's funeral today, man, and we were friends and everything, but I didn't think it would hit me as hard as it did when I got there, man. And I'm sick of it. I'm so tired of it right now, man. I can't do it anymore. That's all I want to say.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm sorry to hear about that.
Thanks.
It's been a rough 2+ years now, and I mean, and not just because of COVID, but COVID certainly didn't help anything. But
my cousin died yesterday of cancer.
Oh, sorry to hear that. It's like
That's
people, and I was telling my friend that was there, I'm like, it seems like now as I get older, it's like, okay, who's next? I don't want to be thinking that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
But you gotta think. My daughter was talking about. She's like, Danny, you don't want to talk about, but y'all might want to like plan what y'all want for your services, that kind of stuff. I was like, you don't want to do it, but eventually it's coming.
I agree.
Exactly.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Well, I am Chris Knight. The Real Review 3000 is my channel. I will say this: I passed 6,000. I don't know exactly when, but we're on our way to 6,100.
Good job.
So I thank everybody out there. I know I made a couple calls to you guys to help me get past that, and you guys did that. I appreciate that very much, guys.
I'll be right back.
But I cannot understate how important it is not just to support me, but to support Danny, Anzo, the people you see on this channel, because it may be the three of us for the most part, but we bring other people up on here. We want you to support all those people you see on here just as much as you support us. But that's what it's about. It's support of everybody around, and I really appreciate it. Well, since Danny decided that he was too good to stick around long enough for the first chance to pick, I guess, Anzo, you get to pick first. You remember, guys, we got 3 questions, 3 minutes each, 3 minutes as a group, and then we have the final 5. Today, stay tuned for the final 5 after all this, because we have 9 final 5s that are answered tonight. 9. And the total tide of who is in the lead in the final 5 Factor Fiction might totally change. Anzo may be like 5 ahead of everybody. Danny might be 10 ahead of everybody. Maybe I might
pull into the lead.
I might. I don't know. Because when I do it, I just look for which ones are answered. I don't look at the tally
what we picked, right?
I just get the answer sheet up and ready to go, and I just throw it in there. Because if I was doing that the whole time, it'd be like, well, that'd take too much time. Anyways, with that said, Anzo, you get to pick 1, 2, or 3.
Please let me get the Doctor Strange question. I'm gonna go with number 2.
Strange. Oh, you see, tonight they're all Doctor Strange.
Good. All right, number 2 then. Let's do it.
Number 2. All 3 of us saw Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness on Thursday night. In your opinion, after seeing the movie, did it feel the same as after seeing Spider-Man No Way Home? Now, why I asked that is because when I walked out, I was like, it was interesting. I was sitting there going, huh. So,
I'll go first, but I'm gonna say it when I go first. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go 3 minutes, and your time starts now.
Doctor Strange and the fucking Multiverse of Madness has now become my second favorite MCU movie of all times. Still has not passed Infinity War, but it's number 2. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because when I left the movie, did it feel the same? I didn't see Spider-Man No Way Home first day, so that's a little bit of an issue to compare. But I did see it, and I really enjoyed it in the theater. But when I came out of this movie, I was like, They did shit in this movie that they have never done in any MCU movie, TV, series, or anything. It was freaking brutal, and I loved it. I loved it. They spoilers, guys, if you haven't seen it yet.
Oh
So
yeah,
if you haven't seen it yet,
Just said thank you.
this
Just said
movie.
thank you, Sam Raimi.
Yeah, we,
yes,
this is a full chance that you're going to hear spoilers if you have not seen it yet. So if you have a problem with it, watch after you watch it. So yeah,
absolutely.
go ahead.
Yo, people complain about the Illuminati stuff. I loved it because they killed people. My favorite death in this movie is Black Bolt. That was my favorite death in this movie. When that happened, I was like, "Oh shit!" You know, you had the black girl when she destroyed the dark hole.
Man, Xavier death was my favorite.
Xavier death was good too, but this is my
That's
when she came from behind him, just went, "Whoop."
I'm like,
This-
what the fuck?
bro.
I saw that coming, but that was cool.
That's what I'm saying. For me, I think the fact that they went that route, they did things that people said Marvel would never do. You're never gonna see, like death and murder and stuff like that in the MCU. And Sam Raimi brought that shit to the table, and that's why I love it. You can say what you want to about the story. I think the story is fine. I think the acting was great. I think Wanda did the best acting in this movie than she did in the whole MCU. Like she was on point. I was like, yo, she's killing it. I turned to my son, I said, she's killing it, you know? Cumberbatch was really good. I didn't have a problem with America Chavez, but again, to me, it was the stakes of it, you know? The only thing I wish they probably would have did is I wish they would have killed Wong. That would have been like, ooh, because even though you got these deaths, they really didn't impact the whole MCU universe. You know, they're part of a multiverse or whatever, and they just go back to their lives. You know, they can bring in another Professor X or whatever through a multiverse or whatever they do it. But when I left this movie, I left it feeling better than I did Spider-Man No Way Home. That's for sure.
So you like this
Okay.
better than Spider-Man No Way Home?
This is my number 2 MCU movie of all times now, Danny.
Oh my god, yeah.
Interesting. I
You
mean,
on some shit.
that's to me that's interesting, but that's cool.
Mhm.
All right. So this is the question, Danny. Since you weren't here, it is all three of us saw Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness on Thursday night. In your opinion, after seeing the movie, did it feel the same as after seeing Spider-Man No Way Home? And explain why
Okay.
or why not or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's your question. 3 minutes are going to be on the board. Your time starts now.
This movie is good, but it is not better to me than Spider-Man No Way Home because all throughout the movie, I may have one oh shit moment, and that was really when two of the Illuminati members were killed. In Spider-Man, I had a bunch of them, especially when we first saw them all coming in together. Aunt May got killed. How brutal um, Spider-Man was beating the Green Goblin at the end. This movie is definitely good, but what I said last night on my review of it, that if you're a casual moviegoer and you're not familiar with and following all the movies, it will confuse you. So if you want to have a better
I'm
understanding
okay
of
with
it,
that.
you have to go back and watch WandaVision, some of Loki, and it was one more thing you said. What if? Some of the episodes of What If kind of rolls into this. But this movie was definitely a different tone than we ever seen from Marvel. So that would shut up so many people that saying this is not going to do this, not going to do that. Well, Sam Raimi, he pushed the envelope, and in some aspects of it, he went a little bit above and beyond the envelope. So I definitely enjoyed it. I haven't seen it on the big screen. I was able to see it another way, which I was totally satisfied with. So I may probably go see it tomorrow or either Sunday with my daughter. But hey, movie is definitely good. It's not my number 2. It's definitely in my top 10, but it's not my number 2. Um, I definitely think this is better than the first Doctor Strange. I had two little gripes with this movie. First, I don't wish they killed Wong, but I wish they would stop calling him the Sorcerer Supreme and give that title back to Doctor Strange, because no one cares about him being a Sorcerer Supreme. Doctor Strange was the main focus. And also, the part with Mordo, he wasn't even needed. They could have cut that whole fight scene out with him and that little exchange with him coming to the sanctum and poisoning them with not poison, but drugging them with the tea and all that stuff. They could have cut all that out and put more fight scene in. I thought the Illuminati fight scene was a little weak. They're supposed to be so powerful, but they showed Miss Marvel, or whatever they call her, whatever she was pretty tough. So I think we're probably gonna see her in Captain Marvel 2. I would assume. But I was curious if this is a kind of continuation of WandaVision, where was the Vision at? They should have brought him in there, I thought. Overall, I like this movie, but I don't think it's better than Spider-Man No Way Home.
Okay. Very fair. All right. So with me, it felt different. And I think kind of what some of the things that Danny said, I think what was off for me was the fact that after everything they'd said, even after Sam Raimi took over, literally they said after Sam Raimi took over, they were like, well, because we were hearing all about how much like almost a horror film this was supposed to be originally with the first director. And then we heard, oh, no, it's not going to be anything like that. Well, I mean, I wasn't scared, but they had jump scares in there. They had really some kick-ass freaking horror elements, I will say. And like Danny said, they took something that a lot of people had accused Disney of not being willing to do and pushed that envelope. I don't know if they did everything people would expect them to do, like in a rated R. For certain, it wasn't a rated R, but it was probably an upper PG-13. I wouldn't take a kid, like a younger kid, to see this. Like anybody who took to see Captain America, the worst thing in Captain America really is the Red Skull. And by the time he takes, his face off, it's not that horrible. This though is a lot different. So I think my thing is like there were so many things to digest what went on. The concept is still really new for film to explore, but there was a lot of cool visuals. There's a lot of cool stuff going on, and the story was pretty damn solid. And I think that was something we all discussed because it was 2 hours 10 minutes instead of 2 hours and 30 minutes, what we originally heard. If we ever see what happened in that extra 20 minutes, maybe we'll decide differently later on that maybe they should have added that stuff, but we'll see. Maybe we'll get a director's cut or the unrated version, whatever you want to call it. But everything in this, it felt different than Spider-Man. Spider-Man was still kind of an upbeat, fun film because of Spider-Man. And there is some stuff that isn't, but there's a lot of cool stuff in Spider-Man. But this was very much like the first Doctor Strange movie, which I loved, because it was a Doctor Strange movie. They didn't rely on... I thought they were going to rely on the Spider-Man movie to continue this movie and other things like that, and they didn't. They totally bucked a trend I figured they were going to go right with, which is kind of that Infinity War into Endgame, and they didn't even try that, which I applaud them for, because this is completely a Doctor Strange film. And because of that, I had a different feel, because I think, like I said, what I went in thinking I was going to see, I didn't get, but what I got was really good. And so my feeling was different and kind of like, wow. And I had to process it last night, and I'll probably end up going again and trying to process it again. But I loved the film. I think the film was done excellent. I loved the horror elements they added in. So
absolutely.
Mordo, I think he's axed too, isn't he, in this?
He's what?
No.
Isn't he axed in this also?
We didn't see him get
No,
killed.
he didn't die. He didn't die. No.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Black Bolt was the same guy from the TV series, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
I think so. Yeah.
I think it was the same guy from the
It was. We confirmed that last night. He just had a mask on. he had a
Let's
mask on.
continue talking about this. But
Yeah,
he
go
didn't have
ahead.
a mask
Yeah.
on in the show.
I
Right.
think the most controversial part of this whole film is going to be the Illuminati scene. Because as soon as everybody heard the Illuminati was going to be in it, everybody's like, oh, wow, this is going to be interesting. Here's the thing, though. Let's just be honest about this. The thing about the multiverse, there's two things the MCU has right now that DC has yet to approach, at least in the films. That's a multiverse and time travel. The only thing about that I can say about this is once you introduce a multiverse and time travel, there is literally an infinite number of infinite possibilities.
Yeah.
So literally, it's infinity on top of infinity of what can happen. So just because you see the scene in the Illuminati and what happened to the Illuminati, like they stated in this, the whole idea of this is that there's another Illuminati and another multiverse.
But one thing I didn't like about this is in Endgame, when the Hulk went back to get the Infinity Stone from the Ancient One, and he told her what happened, then she immediately gave him the stone, and she said, Strange is the best of us, the best one of us. In this movie, they make him seem like he is the worst thing, that all the strangers are bad and they can't be trusted. So I hate the way they swing the pendulum to make him be like the best, and now they question whether or not he's good or not. So I didn't like
think
that.
what you're seeing is that the Strange in other universes had made,
wasn't the best, right? Yeah.
Well, maybe not the best, but he had made tough decisions. And he, again, even like in his own universe, he makes brash decisions. You know, before he gets snapped, he says, this is the only way. And whether or not you like that, he's a person who, as a doctor, think about it this way. A doctor will call a patient dead. They don't want to sit there and keep trying to revive a patient if they're really, like, after 10 minutes or so, you keep trying to revive a patient, you're not necessarily helping that person, even if you can revive them, because they can have brain damage and all this other stuff. Doctors sometimes are very cut and dry. This isn't the way I want to do it, but this is the way we have to do it. And I think it's a very interesting character flaw of Doctor Strange is that he makes these choices nobody else wants to, because there's always, well, what about this? What about this? What about this? And he's like, I did what I had to do. And they didn't have that scene in what Wong said, you shouldn't have used that spell. And he says, I did what I had to do. They didn't use that part.
No, they didn't.
Where that was and what in context that was, we don't know. But that's what he does. He does what he has to do. And he doesn't have all those extra questions.
I'm not doubting that. I'm just saying, in one film, a character said he's the best of us. In this film, a character said he's the worst. I just say I don't like the way they swing the pendulum totally to the opposite side.
Well, again,
but for me, they weren't
universes.
Right, they weren't talking about that Doctor Strange, because Professor X even ends up saying,
No,
"I trust him." You know
he
what
was
I mean?
he was the only one. I'm saying all of the
and what's her name? Girlfriend.
She didn't trust him at first, but he was when she was talking to the girl.
But that's the thing. But she sees the difference, and then American Chavez even sees the difference. So they're obviously pointing out that this one is different. So they haven't changed anything that was said in the other one. So I mean, at least that's my opinion of it. So.
I'm missing the point.
No, I understand what you're saying. All right.
Yeah, me too.
Next question, Danny. 1 or 3?
3.
Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness ended with a seemingly obvious nod to the continuation of the multiverse in the MCU. If this happens, do you think it will be reserved? I don't know why I put reserves. Anyways. It'll be reserved mostly for Doctor Strange movies, or will it be an MCU-wide thing?
All right. I think if they
go.
I think if they're smart, they will reserve it for the Doctor Strange movies, kind of like how they do the Avengers movies. I wouldn't have it be MCU wide. If I would have other movies branch off and tell their own stories, then it kind of leads to the next Doctor Strange, and I would have like Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness 2 or 3 or whatever you want to, whatever clever title you want to do it, and let that be like the Avengers movies. I think that, and I will let Sam Raimi do it each time. I think he has his pulse on the correct adaptation and the correct type of movie that the moviegoers want to see, and particularly the geeks. So I would not keep going to the well on this. I would put movies in between it, kind of spread it out, and then let the next big event be another Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness Part 2 or into the whatever it was. I just wouldn't keep going over and over and over and let it spill over into the different, maybe in some small aspect, maybe let it spill over or kind of connect with the end scene credit. But I just wouldn't have the majority of a next movie be a continuation of this movie. I would let it kind of let that simmer and do another movie, go another the whole direction, another whole crisis, whatever. But then it kind of tie it together, or we don't see it until the end where they're starting to connect the dots. And then after 3 or 4 movies, 5, whatever number you want to put in between, and do another Multiverse of Madness 2 or something like that. And I would let that be like the center point, like Avengers, Multiverse of Madness. I let those two kind of back and forth off each other. Like I said, I did not think Doctor Strange would become this popular because I liked the first movie, but I didn't think it was great. But this movie I think is great. You can see where the director does truly make a difference. I don't know if the first original director they had would have had the kind of success that this movie has had. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't spill it
I don't
over.
think you would have.
Yeah, I definitely won't spill it over to other movies. I would keep this 2 or 3 movies, then do another one, keep it like that.
Cool. All right.
Yep.
Anzo, 3 minutes.
I do kind of agree with Danny. I think they can't drag it on too long, but I also believe that we're gonna get more of it in other movies because like it seems like this whole phase is about really multiverse stuff, and they may not delve into it like for a whole movie, but I think we're going to get little pieces of certain things here and there because things in this movie and other movies usually affect the overall universe, right? But should it be contained to Doctor Strange? It probably should be. You know what I mean? The end credit scene, I really, when I seen it, it didn't hit me because I have no idea who that chick was or anything like that. I was just like, okay, it was supposed to be setting up something big, but I have no idea what it was setting up. So Ashley said it's kind of on the verge to Secret War, which okay, if that's what they're doing, then I'm cool with that, you know. But sooner or later they're gonna have to move on from the multiverse stuff. So that's why I say, yeah, maybe you know you make 1 or 2 more phases about it, and then you have the big secret war battle or whatever you plan to do, and then you move on from that. But we can't get caught up in everything being multiverse type of stuff anymore, and I do think Marvel does a good job of that. I do think that the next couple of movies will be centric around whatever the movie is. Like Black Panther is going to be centric around that. We're not going to be like, oh, hey, multiverse stuff this and multiverse stuff that, because at the end of the day, the multiverse stuff can fix a lot of the things that people had issues with, like Tony Stark dying or whatever. Hey, you bring another one from the other multiverse. And I think that's one of the reasons for hearing a lot of people weren't really happy with this movie, and I think it's because they were expecting like way too many cameos and they're expecting way too much stuff in it, and I'm hearing like, oh well, Wanda's supposed to be so powerful, but why didn't she just create her kids? Because she can't. As powerful as she is, she still can't create kids, you know what I mean? So her idea was to go, hey, let me go to another multiverse and kill the Wanda there, and I can live off and take care of these kids. So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was dark enough and gritty enough that I wasn't as like, Marvel doesn't do the stuff like this. So I enjoyed it. I don't want to see everything be multiverse stuff, but we are, because Kang is coming, right? And Kang, we're gonna see different variations of Kang supposedly. And even that I'm not sure about. I think we may just get that one Kang in Ant-Man and that's it, but I hope not. But if they do multi Kangs, then it's gonna lead into multiverse stuff. So we might be in for multiverse stuff for a while.
Okay, very good. All right. I'm with Anzo on this. I do not think that the multiverse, and I think you pretty much said it too, Danny. This is a more exclusively should be Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
It fits better with that kind of crazy, whacked out, the spells, the running through portholes and all that. It works better within this type of film. Everything else, if you introduce too much multiverse to it, I think it muddles up things. I think you can have moments of it, and American Chavez, maybe how you add that in, like perhaps at the beginning of a movie, she pops in from another multiverse, or she has to grab somebody from a multiverse at the end of a movie or something to bring them over here. It works within the context of other movies, but it doesn't work throughout the whole movie. As we saw with this, there's a lot of stuff they did with this, and there's a lot of multiverse stuff they showed with this. It works with this. So I'm interested to see. I just don't know how much longer it would be until a third Doctor Strange movie. And because of that, I'm not sure that's where we're going to get Kang. And Kang is obviously going to be attached to the multiverse. So if Kang's introduced into the movies somewhere else, that means somehow they're going to have multiverse and other stuff. So I think it's better reserved mostly for Doctor Strange, but I think we're going to get hints and dashes of it throughout the MCU. But I think anytime we have to make a major jump or explanation of what's going on in the films in multiverse, they're going to put it in one of these movies, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it suits itself better for that, because we saw here. I mean, even though the multiverse was, they did a very good job. The orange or the yellow, yellow sparks that they used to open portals and stuff. You saw that, and then American Chavez, when she opens up a portal into the multiverse, it's blue. So there's visual representation of what's what. The star, of course, is different than the circle, and so it's easy to explain within these contexts. And another movie, maybe not so much. So I think they should keep it here, but I do think we're going to get dashes of it and other things. I don't think they're going to wait another, let's say, 4, 5, 6 years, however long it might be, until we get another Doctor Strange movie. I don't think they're going to wait that long to bring Kang in. Unless Kang is the big bad, because it took a whole phase to introduce Thanos. Thanos wasn't until the end of phase 1, right? That was the last. Yeah. In Avengers, that's when they finally showed him, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, right at the end of Avengers.
Yeah.
And
so. Yeah. So if they do it, it could be a little bit further down, because we're only 2 years in this one.
Yeah.
And if they stay on that 10-year, 8 to 10-year range, you got 6 more years. They could have another Doctor Strange movie out, maybe. It'd be weird, because I don't think they had Doctor Strange would have to be like the first in phase 5. Kind of, but I don't know if that's what they're going to do. Let's continue talking about it. I mean, that's what you were saying, Danny, right? Do you think it's better reserved mostly for Doctor Strange? Because like you said, Sam Raimi seems to have his pulse on this, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't over flood the market with multiverse. I would let it be 2 or 3 movies in between, and then do another multiverse. It could be kind of like everybody said Flashpoint. If it's something they want to kind of do a soft reboot or do a total what do you call it? Retcon something, then they could do the multiverse and go total. So right there we saw 2 or 3 different multiverses. We saw the 616, and we saw the other one, which was 823 or whatever the hell. I can't remember the exact number, but we could ultimately go to these different universes and continue the story, or go a different route. I mean, the possibilities are limitless. So I just wouldn't flood it. Kind of like the Avengers. You usually have an Avengers movie, then they have 2 or 3 movies in between, then they have an Avengers this, that, and the other. I would do that. I would use that same concept that same approach with Doctor Strange.
You know what's funny is that I'm sorry.
No, I agree with you. Like I said, I mean, you don't want to be milking it too much, right? And I also feel like I don't want to see, every time a Marvel movie comes out, hey, look at the new cameos we got. Look who's coming in. I don't want them to do that because then people are going to be going in there expecting all kinds of cameos in every single movies, right? So I don't really want them to do that. So I agree with Danny 100%. You stick it to Doctor Strange stuff and you work on other multiverse stuff or other movies to carry on the story of the whole MCU.
You know what I did think was cool. Go ahead.
I said one thing it did do is show it. Go ahead.
No. Go.
One thing it did do is show us that mutants are in this world because we saw Professor X, so it opened that door. It also opened the door to Fantastic Four. So it opened up a few doors, even opened doors in Humans, which some people say they don't want to see. But I'm pretty interested. I wouldn't mind if they do Inhumans right.
I think
this movie opened up 3 or 4 doors.
I think they've announced that Inhumans are supposed to be in this, either the end of this phase or the next phase or the beginning of the next phase. I don't remember. I think I've heard they're planning on doing it. The real cool thing is the Earth 616. The fact that that's actually, comic book reference, comic book accurate. Because we constantly hear it, and I don't think Danny, maybe you also, I don't know. I know I'm not like up on comic books. I just know that that's a very, very comic book accurate thing. So they are trying to.
They also represent it in Spider-Man too.
Yeah, Mysterio. 616 universe. Yeah.
And then the Earth 199999 something. I mean, and then Earth 838. But yeah, no. All cool stuff. All right. One last one. Here it is. The global opening for Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness is at 300 million. That's pre-sales and all of that. Now, with these numbers and the Thursday opening of 36 million, do you think this is perhaps a strong enough start to be the biggest film of 2022? Why or why not?
You say supposed to get 300 million on opening weekend?
They were almost at 100 on Thursday, and that'll be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday totals. And they said they were already at 300 million pre-sale.
That sounds a bit.
And that pre-sale will, whether or not they all go to see it on this weekend, that pre-sale gets added to opening weekend, if I remember right.
Right. Yeah.
So they're basically at 300 million at least. So that's, but do you think that makes it a case for the strongest or the biggest movie of this year? So who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right. Time starts now.
So far, yes, but I don't know what kind of legs it's gonna have, right? Because Spider-Man No Way Home had legs, man. Like I said, I went to go see that 2 months after it came out, and there was more people in the theater than there were in the Batman, which had just come out. So it depends on the legs. I know when I went to go see it, my crowd in the theaters, they were jumping around. They were they were clapping before the movie even started. You know what I mean? So I think it has a good reaction to general fans, which would lead to word of mouth, which could possibly make it the biggest movie of the year. I think it will be, but it still has to beat No Way Home. And getting to $2 billion, it has to get to $2 billion to beat No Way Home.
Crazy. I don't think it'll do that.
That is hard. You know what I mean? Getting 1 billion alone is extremely hard, but now you have to get 2 billion.
1.893.
I don't think it'll beat that.
It'll be hard to, like I said, it all depends on the legs, and I want to see what the actual final box office is for opening weekend. That will determine how good it will be or how much it will be. But at the end of the day, I still think Spider-Man No Way Home is probably going to be the number one movie for the year.
That's a more of a easygoing, go watch.
More kid friendly. More
It
kid
was
friendly.
Definitely.
that's a big thing. I'm sorry, it's your turn, Ronzo. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. I'm saying definitely. It was more kid friendly. And Spider-Man's like one of the biggest superheroes of all time. So that's why there's that appeal with him. But I just think this movie itself was great. I think people will, especially normies, like they'll enjoy the cameos. When Professor X comes in and his fucking X-Men theme comes on, the crowd fucking went nuts, bro. They went nuts. They were screaming, clapping, and everything. I think he got the best ovation. Even the
Reed
Rich
Richards,
Reed Richards.
I got one too.
Reed Richards got a huge one for me, and I was like, oh
Mhm.
shit. So yeah, and I think people are waiting to see X-Men and the Fantastic Four in this universe. Like they're really waiting for it. So I still don't think it's gonna beat No Way Home, but if it doesn't, it will definitely be number two. It's gonna blow out the Batman hands down.
Well,
So
No Way Home was the end of last year, so technically that goes on last year.
oh, was it? Yeah, it
Yeah,
was in December, right?
yeah. So
Okay.
that's last year. That's why I said that's a tricky slope because yes, it was just half of a month, but
Right. So take out No Way Home, and then yeah, I think there's no movie that comes out this year that beats it.
well, I think Danny might disagree because well, he's one of those people. You know what I'm talking about too. But anyways,
I go with the facts and numbers, bro. Numbers don't lie.
3 minutes, Danny. Talk it out. Go.
I think Doctor Strange is going to be very strong. I don't think it's going to beat No Way Home, which is not included in this conversation. Um, I don't think it's going to beat Black Adam.
Hmm.
I think it'll be good, but I think The Rock is a more bigger, more recognizable star. If it's good, I think word of mouth is gonna help that. And whether you disagree or not, it's probably not gonna beat out Avatar 2. I mean, it's coming out December around Christmas time. A lot of times families go to movies together. You get the nostalgia effect. Now what will help it is that the runtime is more fan friendly. It's only 2 hours and not 6 minutes versus Spider Man, which is like 2 hours and 30 minutes, and then Batman, of course, which was 3 hours. But where Spider Man is going to edge out is that it's more kid friendly. I think Black Adam is going to be more kid friendly. I think more people recognize The Rock more so than Cumberbatch. But again, I think this movie is tailored more for the true fans, the true geeks, more than the casual viewer, moviegoer. Um, like Azo said, when Professor X came in and some of the death scenes, man, we were like, "Oh shit!" I mean, but someone that's not familiar with the '90s X Men like we are, when they hear that music, they don't know what that means. But the real true fans know what that means. So, um, I don't know. This is a very slippery slope. I want it to do well. I just don't think it's going to do $1.9 billion. I just don't think it's going to do it. And then I could be totally wrong with Black Adam, but I get a good feeling about Black Adam. I think it's going to be pretty strong. I'm not saying 2 billion. I don't know if it'll make that, but I definitely think it's going to make the $1 billion because if Jason Momoa could do it with Aquaman, I believe um, The Rock has more star power than Jason Momoa. I just believe he does, and I think they're going to really ramp up the commercial TV spots, the promotions, and all that stuff when they get closer to the release date. So then, of course, there's Black Panther 2 coming out. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. I think a lot of people are going to be gravitating toward Black Panther 2 just to see what they're going to do. Are they going to recast them? Are they going to use a former character that we already know? That's going to be a big question. Who's going to be the next Black Panther? If for me, I wouldn't even reveal it in the trailers, in the TV trailers, TV spots. I wouldn't reveal it. That would be the big secret. And I would put that in the damn advertising. Who is the next Black Panther? That kind of stuff to draw people to go see it. So
I
don't
think
know.
that the problem with that is that. Well, I'll go. I'll go here. To the point that you just made about Black Panther. The problem with that is that it all hinges on that. If people don't like it, they're gone. It's dead. I mean, and I hate to say that about that movie. It will be dead in the water if people don't like the way they handle it. Black Adam. I know it's The Rock, but DC films don't hit like MCU films do, because MCU films, just for some reason, they've got this formula that just clicks with viewers. And think about it this way. Even though we all railed on, well, I didn't rail on it, but it's definitely not the top movie on my list. But The Eternals, it's still, and this is before, we were fully kind of open and stuff again. It's still at like 300 or 400 million. It's not the lowest grossing MCU film.
Yeah, but that's a dub for MCU though.
But the thing is these movies just seem to be able to push 400, 500 million without even trying. And DC movies ultimately have had an issue with getting the right combination of stuff. And I understand The Rock is on it, but I don't know. Until I see them hit something out of the park the way the MCU does, I don't have faith in any of those. This movie right now, and then I saw the Avatar 2 trailer, and I'm sitting there going like, I don't get what people see in this movie. I don't.
The only thing. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
Chris. Go ahead. I'll say it when we discuss it.
Okay, all right. So, is there another movie? Avatar's it. Avatar, I think, is the only movie out this year that has a chance to hit it.
I agree.
And it, too, I think, heavily relies on a ride or die in that first week or two of this movie. If it comes out and everybody's like, why did we like this movie in the first place? Or, I don't get what's going on. I can't remember the first one. What happened? Or does this tie into the first? There's a lot of things that are riding on that 10-year gap. Look what happened to The Matrix. It fell flat on its face. I don't think it was a horrible movie. I think it was more of an FU to Warner Brothers. But it didn't hit the way that I think they thought they were going to get. And so it fell flat on its face. And that's the problem you have with that 10-year gap. And that's what Avatar has against it. Throw all the flash and color, all the CGI, everything you want to it. It just doesn't fit with what people have made up for expectations and for 10 years of something that they've talked about for, well, he talked about 4 or 5 more sequels back like 2 years after the original one came out. That has something that makes it very dangerous. It's a very precarious place for Avatar 2 to be. Because of that, I think Avatar 2 is the only thing out there that could do it. But I still think Doctor Strange might get it there. I think they might take it. So,
also, did it play in your theaters?
It did.
Avatar. How was it? How did it look?
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, it because I seen it in 3D, right? And the 3D looked fucking amazing, but the movie itself looked trash. Like there was nothing in there that made me say, "Oh yeah, this looks good." But this dude was going to his seat right when the trailer was playing, and I kid you not, it looked like he was walking through the freaking part of the movie. That's how good the 3D looked to me.
See, that right there is going to get people, and that 3D going to get charged more, and it's going to make more money. I ain't saying it's going to do what it did the first one, but that extra $4 or $5 is going to help.
Oh yeah, I agree with you 100%. That's what I said. I think
I guarantee you to get $1 billion. I guarantee you to hit $1
billion.
Oh yeah,
sure. Are they just going to release it in 3D? Is that it?
Oh, I don't know.
But most people are going to see that.
Yeah, right. Most people are going to see it in 3D. If that's the way it's meant to be seen,
3D is not the same as it was 10 years ago when they did.
No. But Avatar,
like
I said last night when I did my review, I said, when we watch Yeah, when we watch Multiverse of Madness or Marvel 3D, it's like real 3D. So what they basically do is they blur out the backgrounds just so that you can see the people in the forefront.
Mm.
It looks like they're standing out. But Avatar was full 3D, like it looked beautiful. I'm not
Yeah, I
gonna
don't know
lie,
if they're gonna do that this time.
it popped and everything on that trailer. So I was just like, "Yo, this is." But
Again,
I don't care about the story though. That's the
the
thing.
biggest problem I find with
How can
Avatar
you
is
not care
no.
about you listening
I
to 2
think the
minutes
thing
of
that
it?
nobody else is understanding here is the movie made 10 years ago is only adding $13 million to its current budget. Do we understand what the economics of movies are now? I mean, that's like
Mhm.
saying that they're spending like $10 more than they did, 10 years ago. That's literally what that means. They're literally not doing anything different, and that to me is a big red flag. And I also think that's because a lot of these who's making that? Who is that? Is that Warner Brothers also?
I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Warner Brothers, because it's going to be on HBO Max, what I was told.
Oh
What I've
yeah.
heard.
Okay.
Yeah. See,
Okay.
so right there, I think I don't know. I just don't have much hope for it. And
It's
that's not
gonna
because
make money. That's
Yeah.
without a doubt. It's
yeah,
gonna
but
make money.
a lot of people said the same thing about Matrix. They thought maybe the Matrix might do it, but again, as soon as
Mhm.
people went to go see it, they already had
That's,
preconceived notions of
that's,
what they expected. Think of LGG.
that's better.
LDG swore up and down he knew what they were going to do, and then when they came out and they didn't do it, he requested his money back, and he said, "This is bullshit. This is not. This is da 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 da." It's just the same thing can happen to Avatar. I don't care what you think. The same thing can happen to Avatar because people have had 10 years to guess what they're going to do. And if it isn't what they want,
I think it's better directors than the Wachowski brothers or sisters, or whatever the hell
well,
they
maybe
are.
that's fine, but it isn't always.
It
It
isn't
isn't
always what
always.
you think. It's sometimes it
No, no,
is
no,
what
no.
it is.
What I'm saying is, it isn't always about the director.
I agree, but sometimes it is about the director.
Well, and again, I love James Cameron, but that's again a shit turd on a plate that he served up with the first one. And I mean, yeah, people ate it, but I don't know. Like I said,
But
it's
you
the
see
only
that
movie that I see coming out this year that has a chance.
I agree. I agree. I would love to say Black Adam like Danny does too, but I hear too many people, way too many people talking about how The Rock is a shit actor and they can't stand The Rock and all kinds of shit. I hear that way too much. You know what I mean? So I know there's a lot of hatred. As much as people love The Rock, there's a lot of people that hate him as well. So
That's just bullshit, I think.
it's just garbage. It's garbage.
Yeah. And I think in that same thing I'm going to say, when we first heard Michael Keaton, we first heard Ben Affleck, we first heard Robert Pattinson, well, for me, I didn't think neither one of those could pull it off. But in my opinion, 3 of them, I know in your opinion only 2 did, but I thought all 3 of them pulled it off.
Yeah, I know. I feel you. And that's right. I remember I was the one that like people were complaining. I'm like, yo, Ben Affleck is he's a good fucking actor, bro. You guys need to stop like complaining about the Daredevil movie that he did. He didn't write the movie. You know what I mean? He just acted in it. So you can't blame him for
I didn't think he could
shit.
pull it off. I didn't think he could get the physique, but that sucker was a beast. And I know people keep saying, but that damn warehouse scene, that shit is fire.
Absolutely.
I can't stop talking enough about that.
That's Batman. You know what I mean? That warehouse scene is Batman. No matter what anybody wants to say, you go back and watch any cartoon, any comic book, and that's fucking Batman.
So is the club scene.
Which club scene?
The club scene in the Batman.
Batman.
No, it's not.
I think that was very reminiscent of
Batman.
Something like
that's Batman, bro. He whipped their ass.
Yeah, I think that's very reminiscent of the warehouse scene, like you said.
Yeah, stop all that hate.
That was that moment in there, and I kind of like the way that when he comes back as Bruce. I think that's so hilarious because we all know what he is and who he is, but him coming back as Bruce is just like a kind of. It's just funny. It has that like he's kind of, he's inside thinking you don't even know who I.
What up?
I don't know.
What up, Courtney?
Hey, Courtney. I don't know. I just don't like that movie, man. I'm sorry.
I know.
I don't.
But you can't let your hate for it block out the good stuff in it.
You're probably right, but because I'm so bored of it, there's no good stuff in it for me. There ain't nothing good in that movie for me.
So you mean to tell me the subway fight scene wasn't good?
No, because he's been Batman for fucking 2 years, right? Or a year, whatever, 2 years. And they're like, "Who are you? What are you? Who are you?" I'm like, you know who the fuck he is? He's Batman. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't like the way, huh? That's the scene you're talking about, right? Where he bucks up on the goons at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. At the beginning, they're like, "Oh, who are you?" You know what I mean? And that's when he starts punching the guy and he says, "I am vengeance." You know? So I'm just like, you know who the fuck Batman is if he's been running around here doing these streets for 2 years.
When they saw the young guys saw the doggone signal in the sky, he was looking all fool. And then in the montage, he was saying, "I can't be everywhere all the time, but I use that fear because they look in the shadow."
All right.
So they knew he was.
All right, guys. I know you guys want to continue. But we got some shit to get down to. We've had like 3 or 4 weeks of build up, and tons of shit has been answered in that time. So let us get to the matter at hand. You know what time it is, guys. It's time for the final 5, fact or fiction.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now for the moment that everyone's been waiting for. It's Chaos Central's Final 5 Fact or Fiction.
Yes. Let's get we're going to get the tally up here really quick. I want to make sure I get all this stuff ready. We're just going to make this big so you don't even see what the first one is.
Hey, Donnie, I got a question for you while Chris gets that up. You said Doctor Strange wasn't as good as you thought it was. Is it because that you didn't see Iron Man?
No, I just thought it was going to be a lot more cameos and a lot more complex story.
Okay,
that's what I really thought. I would have loved to seen Superior Iron Man, but it wasn't totally because of that. I just thought it was something. You know how you have expectations of something being one way, and then once you see it and it's not that way, you be like, "Oh, okay."
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what's really funny is in the Illuminati scene. In the Illuminati scene, they're using the Ultron clone.
Bots, yeah.
And but that is interesting because what they're literally suggesting there is Ultron is not evil in that universe.
Yeah, that's true. But I think that means for me, if he's not evil, I think he was created by Hank Pym in that universe and not Tony Stark.
Probably. All right, guys, this is the current tally right now. Yeah, Danny's in lead, 18. Anzo's in 17, and well, don't worry about my score. My score is much higher than I forgot like 16 or 17 that I've gotten right. Yeah, we'll just leave that there. First question we have on the board from week 4. Question number 5. The Batman director Matt Reeves says his movie will not connect with the movie Joker, but others have said that it does, even though we might not see Joaquin Phoenix in it. Fact or fiction? The Batman and Joker will be connected in some way. And in week 4's answers, question number 5, Danny, I'll make this a little bigger, said it was a fact that it would. Anzo said it was a fiction that it wouldn't, and I said fact also. That means, Anzo,
boy,
you just got another point. I'm going to save that, close that up. I think that's the only one from that one. I hope so, because if so. All right, so we're going to give you a tie to Danny.
You said the Batman and the Joker movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Joker one.
That's what that was. And so let's go to the next one. We're going to close this one up. And we're going to go. No, let's close that. And hold on. We're going to just let me get out of this and close that. Oh, wow, I have too much crap up. All right, here we go. So, next one from week 9. This question is, getting LeBron on the floor this year has been a chore, either because of the NBA is hindering that or his injuries and health are contributing to the Lakers being 13-12. Fact or fiction, the Los Angeles Lakers will make it to the playoffs this year.
I think we also fact on this one.
Yep.
Right.
Unless I was being a hater.
No, we weren't being haters. Everyone said it was a fact. Nobody gets a point on that one.
I should have hated
really, like I said, but this was before the trade deadline. We all kind of thought that if they weren't doing well by the trade deadline, that they'd do something to better them. They didn't do anything. They didn't even try.
Nothing.
So crazy. Anyways, all right. So, man, I think that's the only one for that one, but we'll check the next one here.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know. Just can't get ahead, can you? Can't win for losing. Next one is week 10. We'll close that, and we will open up the week 10 one. All right. Number 4 on number 10. Morbius has been pushed back to April 1st. This is the 5th pushback for Morbius. Sony has said that the reason for pushback is solely because of the Omicron variant of COVID. Fact or fiction, they'll push out on April 1st. No more pushbacks. And this is question number 4. You see, we said fact, fact, and fact. We all get a point. And we will say this one. And I'll move it back over here. So we will bring up the tally. Onzo's at 19 now. Danny's at 19. And I am, 16. Whew. I'm coming ahead, guys. Just watch out. Watch out. Next one. This is also a week 10. Or wait, is this the same one?
Same question.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, so we'll close that. Let's go here. It is week 11. No, week 11 now. The Matrix Resurrection is being released in China. Its current worldwide gross is 256, and I don't know where I got that number from now. I'll be honest with you, and I told you that when we did this one. That number was way off. It was like at 100 million when this came out. I obviously looked at the wrong numbers. Anyways, fact or fiction, Resurrection makes over 500 million after it's released to China. This is question number 2. Danny said fact. You said fact, and I said fact. It is at like less than 200 million. And like I said, it is fallen flat on its face. It's not even funny how horrible.
I think it's because
$20 million worldwide.
Yeah, something. No,
on, let me see here.
No, something like that. It's very low, Danny.
I think it's more than that.
156.6 million
worldwide.
What?
Well, hold on. Let me double check.
They're gonna be wrong.
Nope. 156.6 million. That's what I have right here. Yeah.
Wow.
Like I said, it fell flat on its face. Like just not even.
Yeah, that
it flopped so much that I really did I kind of thought, well, maybe I'll bring up the other one about will there be a Matrix 5 or the Matrix 5 will happen or whatever it was. I didn't because, well, I was like, okay, we still don't know. They might try. Because it wouldn't be the first time the movie's flopped. They're like, what?
They still did it. Yeah.
So I can't say it won't. Fact or fiction from week 15, question number 1. There have been constant protests in Canada over different mandate restrictions. You guys already said this when this came out. They went ahead, of course, and you're pretty much down to just masks in certain places now, right?
Yeah, and we're getting rid of our mask on the 14th of this.
So, I mean, like I said, they'll ease their restrictions and mandates. EU's is pretty much a straightforward. They've done it. Fact, and fact from all of us, so we all gain a point there. I'll put that over there just in case we got another from this week. So you guys are at 20 and I'm at 17. I'm never getting caught up on this, I don't think.
No, you ain't.
Shut up.
Me and Danny are just too good. I'm gonna pass Danny and be just a little bit better. But when it comes to you, like we skyrocket you, bro.
Oh, is that what it is? All right. Okay, so that one's done, and we're gonna go to the next one, which is a week 16 one, so we can close week 15. Like I said, we had a ton of these guys, so
nice.
Yeah, I mean it's good because there's some of these are going to be a while till we get to them. This is question number 1 from week 16. Strong opening weekend for Batman. The consensus seems to be it's a hit. With the second highest opening weekend since the pandemic, Fact or Fiction, the Batman will announce a sequel in the next 2 years. It didn't take them that long, folks. It literally happened about 2 weeks ago. So they did announce, and right now they're saying it's going to be Robert Pattinson. There's articles out there that says he doesn't want to do it. There's articles that says he's going to do it. There's articles that says he does want to do it. It's all over the place. But anyways, question number 1, fact from Danny, fact from Anzo, and fact from me. Again, no movement, just adding numbers. So we're going to go 21, and now 18. I might get to 20 today at least.
You might get to 20.
Okay, let's see.
Me and Dad will be at like 25 though, but it's okay.
This is week 16, question number 3. With Morbius on the horizon, many think that it has been pushed back one too many times. With its release still scheduled for April 1st, Fact or Fiction, Morbius will make less than $500 million because of its delayed releases and pushbacks. Let's see here. What is it?
It's definitely less than 500 million.
Yeah, I'm sure of that. I'm thinking maybe it's 2 something.
It is currently sitting. The last number I can currently find is from April 8th, and that was at 100 million then. A month later, nobody's talking about it. Yeah, I can't find anything. The first thing that comes up is literally April 8th on like 5 or 6 articles. So it's literally like everybody said, no, we're not talking about this anymore. I haven't even seen it. So, but question number 3 on this. Danny said fiction. Anzo said fact. I said fiction. The only person who got it right was Anzo.
As it should be. So total box office for Morpheus is $161 million.
Okay, there you go. So it's past.
Jesus Christ.
It's past the Matrix.
Yeah, at least.
But that's with full open theaters. That's the bad.
That's true. That's true.
Matrix can always fall back on like, well, theaters weren't fully open. Yeah, they can always fall back on that. Okay. Next one. Let's see here if it's another week 16, so I can decide on. It is another week 16, number 4 in week 16. Lots of different news is coming out about the cameos in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Wolverine, Loki, Captain Carter, among others. One of the biggest rumors is that Mr. Fantastic will be in the movie. Mr. Fantastic will appear in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. And Annie said fact, and I said fiction, and so did
I knew it. I said fiction on this one.
Fuck. I just can't. I don't know what I was thinking when I said it's so obvious. This is the perfect time for me to do it.
You know what I mean? Fuck, man. Hindsight, you go back and it's like, shit.
Okay. Week 5, 17, question number 4. Oops. Oh, that's 16. We're going to save that and close that. And now we're going to go to this one. None of these have been answered. So Moon Knight's about to begin. There are a lot of elements that are new to the MCU. The last time elements that involved culture was in Shang-Chi, with the element of Egyptian culture and even more of the mystical elements than the past projects. Moon Knight will be disliked and misunderstood because of these elements. Now, this is kind of subjective to me, but I know the 3 of us are relatively happy with Moon Knight. Most of the people we've had on our panels have seemed to be relatively happy with it. I haven't heard a lot of backlash. Do you guys want to call this as
I haven't.
what? So you want to call it as fiction?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So number 4, Danny said fiction. Anzo said fact, and I said fiction. Oh, Danny takes a 2-point lead, and I pull one closer to Anzo. Save that.
Fuck.
We're gonna save that. We're gonna save this
It's a
one.
1-point lead, don't it?
Huh?
A 1-point lead or a 2-point lead?
Yeah, 2
2-point
points
lead.
because I didn't get point for the last one too,
Mm-hmm.
which you did.
All right, guys. Here we go.
You got 24?
23. I think 20.
And also got 22?
23. Well, hold on. I'll look. Hold on.
It's only 1 point.
17.
Yeah, it is only 1 point. Because I took the lead and then Danny tied.
He tied, and then you're up by 1.
Yeah.
I think.
So it's 23, 22
saved.
to 19.
All right. Question number 1 in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, we saw the Illuminati. In this version of the Illuminati, we saw Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, killed. Fact or fiction? Actor John Krasinski will return as Reed Richards in a MCU Fantastic Four movie.
We can't answer that yet.
That's why. Is it true though? Is he going to? It's fact or fiction.
Oh, you're asking the question. Oh, yeah.
Yes, this is a new one. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was ones we already done.
This is this week. This is the first of this week.
Okay, I got you.
Danny, fact or fiction?
That's fact.
Fact.
Okay.
That's a fact.
Fact. Yeah, he's like, I'm not losing this damn Mr. Fantastic again.
No, that's a fact.
Either am I. I'm with you guys. I believe it's a fact. Dude, this guy really nailed it out of the park.
He did.
And I didn't hate the first 2 Fantastic or the actual Fantastic Four. We count the Fantastic Four because there was a shittier one even before those 2. But this guy plays Mr. Fantastic much better than the other guy. I mean, it just loads better. Mm-hmm. All right. Question number 2, in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, we saw the Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch, sacrifice herself to destroy the Darkhold. Will infinite multiverses and infinite Wandas, actor Elizabeth Olsen will return as Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, in a future MCU movie?
Facts.
You say fact?
Fact.
I say fact because I don't see them not using her. She's too good of a character, and especially the Scarlet Witch part of it. She did that awesome. Danny, fact or fiction?
Fact.
All right, cool. All right, question number 3. Top Gun Maverick is set to release May 27th of 2020. There are many reports that Val Kilmer's Iceman character will die in the movie, but there's also one death that many are speculating will happen. Tom Cruise's Captain Pete Maverick Mitchell will die in Top Gun Maverick. I say fact. I really believe that he's gonna, because I don't see them making another one, and I just see them. I see him wanting to go out on top, and it's going to be in some heroic fashion that makes Goose's son believe in him again and think he's the greatest guy ever, or something like that. Danny, fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Ooh. Okay. And Anzo.
I'm with Danny on that one. Fiction.
Yeah,
I'm with fiction.
I see myself getting closer to beating you guys now.
Well, did you guys see the fucking Top Gun thing at the beginning of the movie?
Yeah.
There's a funeral scene.
Well,
yeah, but there's a funeral scene, and he's standing by the coffin. So I'm like, no, I don't think he dies.
Yeah, but that's the Iceman scene. I'm sure of it because I've heard for a long time that they just got Val Kilmer back long enough to do a few scenes, and then he dies.
Kill him.
So like Iceman is running the show now.
Yeah,
he requested.
But
Pete
I think that's why he asked him to come back as like a last wish type thing, and they just honor it because they have to. or they feel like they have to. Okay. Question number 4. Avatar: The Way of Water is due out December 16th, 2022, with Avatar 3 scheduled for December 2024, Avatar 4, December 2026. Will Avatar fall under the same diminished interest that Fantastic Beasts and Star Wars movies have? Because those were released 2 years apart and constantly throwing them out there. Will it diminish in its value over the next 3 movies? Danny, you're first. Fact or fiction? Will it? You say fiction. So let's set some parameters on this really quick here. Would we say that if it gets less than $1 billion this time, that counts as Wayne diminished?
Absolutely.
Diminished response. Okay.
Absolutely.
So if this one doesn't make $1 billion,
why should money be it? Because there's some of the movies that have been fantastic,
because
just don't cross that billion threshold.
If it doesn't make $1 billion, that means ticket prices are higher and all of that. That means it is much more diminished now. If it doesn't make $1 billion,
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
And the only reason why I say that is because the first Avatar is the highest grossing movie of all times, right?
Exactly.
So if the first Avatar was like just $1 billion movie, then no, I wouldn't agree with that. But it's the highest grossing movie of all time. So if it doesn't come close to that, then I would say that some people don't care. You know,
we'll approach that depending on what this next movie does. If it doesn't, then we'll have to wait.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
And yes, I am very bold in stating that in 2026 we'll still be doing our shows. I know, but I have high hopes for us.
I do too.
Think we have a great dynamic, so that's how I am. All right, guys. One last one. Anza, this is your first, or you go first. With Ezra Miller continuing to cause.
I didn't answer the other one.
Oh, I thought you said fact that it's going to be diminished.
Oh, no. I was talking about in general. No. I'm probably going to go with Danny and go fiction.
I'm going fact. I don't know if it'll be this one, but by the time we come around 2026,
you got that hate brewing in you, bro.
No, it's not that. I just the history right now in the marketplace, the only ones that seem to be able to pass through it like nothing's happening, and even the Eternals is a point of reference that there is some things that they can mess up. The MCU seems to be the only one that can shit out gold. Literally.
Well, the only reason why I say no is because when that trailer came on my theater, people went crazy. They're like, "Whoa!" They were screaming and shit. Again,
first week it's out. If people come back and go, "Damn, what was that piece of shit?"
No, you're right. What? Oh, go ahead, Danny.
I would say it's going. Let me look and see what's the runtime of that movie going to be. That's kind of a big factor in it.
Yeah, if it's like over 2.5 hours, I think people will be
guaranteed it's over 2.5 hours. But I'm saying this: even if the next one is a dud, people will still like. It's like Star Wars. People will still go.
Still go see it.
But by 2026, it could be diminished.
It could be.
Right.
Yeah, it could be.
Again, if this one doesn't hit, how long?
161 minutes.
You know what? I'm going to change.
Only 2 hours and 1 minute. That's it. Wow.
And I'm actually going to change my vote on that one to fiction, Chris.
You don't.
To fact. Sorry, to fact.
Okay.
Because
that's what I have is fact.
Because it's going to be hard for this movie to make $2 billion, and then if it's not good, then the next one's definitely not going to come close.
I mean, we can answer this.
But $2 billion, that can't be the bar. If that's the bar, I ain't agreeing.
No, Danny. But what we're saying is $2 billion 10 years ago is like worth $4 billion today. We're not asking for it to make $4 billion. If it doesn't, let's say it only makes $700 million. That means it is so far under expectation. This movie is guaranteed $1 billion. If it,
let's say it makes 1.6.
If it makes $1 billion, then it's fiction. If it's less than $1 billion, then it's fact. That's what you're saying.
I'll say that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, Danny. If it's like I'm saying, if it's like 700 million, I just
said if it makes over $1 billion, then it's fiction. If it makes less than $1 billion, then it's fact.
Yeah.
No. We go to the next one. We wait because this says over these movies will have diminished value.
Okay, I got you.
That means that if this one makes over $1 billion, I give it even if it makes 900 million, I say I give it a chance to play out because I'm going to give it 900 million, saying that
Okay.
with the
So what's
current
the
state
third
of
movie?
things,
What's
some
gonna be
people
the drop for fact or fiction in the third movie?
it has to stay pretty much consistent throughout all three movies.
So if it stays 900 million, the two movies, then it's
Well,
fiction. If it's less than 900, both movies, then it's
I would
fact.
say that depends. I would much rather say that this one hits in the 1.6 million area, and then we go from there. I'm saying 900 million right now because of there's still some people out there who may not go because if it goes on HBO Plus or HBO Max, there's still some of that stuff you got to factor in. So I'm willing to go on 900 million or so, somewhere 850. I'm willing to go with that right now because that seems to be the pretty good bar of saying the movie's going to make it.
Right, and
the next one in 2 years, if we're not dealing with this, if we're not dealing with anything like COVID, or really majorly dealing with it, then I think that
but if
it
you already
should easily be up higher.
If you already made 2
we
and 3,
can discuss that right now. This next one, at least 850, I think, is a bar we can say.
Okay.
If it makes that, we wait till the next
second and third movie, then why are you saying 2026? You may release it the next year. We don't know.
No, they've already set the dates.
Yeah, he set the dates for when the movies are coming out.
So this is coming out this year, the other one's coming out 2026?
24. 24 is number 4.
Okay.
24 is 3, 26 is 4, and depending.
So he done made all those movies already?
I think he made two of them. Yeah, I think 2 of them.
2 and 3 both are the same amount. 250 million is how much he spent on them.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So yeah, I'm saying, and
right
Danny,
now,
let's say the first movie does do 900 million, but then the second one comes out and it does $1.6 billion. Then me and Chris are wrong. You know what I mean?
Right then. But then the third one comes out, we'll see. Because this is over. The third one. I mean, if the next one does 1.6, I mean, yeah, we're pretty much trending towards.
I'm confident. I'm going to win because Star Wars, as crappy as it was, they all made $1 billion movies.
Yeah, but they lost money. Each one went lower and lower, and that's
$1 billion is $1 billion.
But it's diminished value. We'll talk about it when we'll deal with the first one first, and we'll go from there.
Of how much the first one makes, and then we'll decide what it has to make to be above or below.
Yeah, and like everything else, we'll decide that together. We're not going to tell you that, I want to make it fair. So, all right, last question, Anzo, this is yours. Ezra Miller continued to cause headaches for DC. Warner Brothers, they have put any future plans with him on hold. Some believe this is an obvious sign that he is destined to be fired. Warner Brothers has denied this, and I sent you the article. They totally denied the special meeting that people said they had. Now, is that true? Probably not, because they tell the truth. But fact or fiction, if the Flash movie grosses over 700 million, no matter what the current climate is for him, he will not be fired from future DC and Warner Brothers projects.
I'm gonna go with fiction because I think sooner or later they're gonna fire him.
I think they're gonna fire him
before the movie comes out. I think they're gonna fire him. Yeah,
you say fiction. Doesn't matter how much.
No, I think they're gonna fire him because it's already bad publicity for them. It's 3 times already. I think they're just gonna hold off a bit, but I definitely think they're gonna, especially after court case happens and everything like that. I believe they're gonna part ways with him.
And based on his habits, he's gonna do something crazy again.
Absolutely.
And you both are fiction, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I am too. That's my only fiction this time around.
Why in that article they refer to him as they in all the time? What's
because he does his pronouns. He uses they and them.
Oh my God.
It was the only article I found that kind of denounced some of the stuff that people are saying, that Warner Brothers is saying, no, this isn't what happened. I didn't really look at who I got it from. There are some websites that are very heavy on pronouns, and there are some that don't care. I mean, so let's be honest. What's going on, guys? Good to see you guys. Everybody that was here today, I appreciate it very much for being here. But these are our answers: fact, fiction, fiction for Danny. Anzo is fact, fiction, and I am fact, and fiction. But these we'll find out probably later on. So these are some of our longer running ones. But we did get 9 out. That was kind of nice. I'm happy about that. And actually, some of our older ones, those weeks, we don't have very many of those left. So, and I think like maybe someday off camera we'll go through some of the older ones and decide what do we want to do. We want to just call it as we're not worried about it anymore or whatnot. Because I don't want to like keep on having to wait, tons of time. I'd like to call the ones we can call, or just call them as we're not even in the counter. Anyways, guys, thank you very much. We're a little over. We're about an hour and a half. That's a lot longer than normal. But I appreciate everybody who's here with me. You guys, chat, everybody else. Make sure you guys share out Chaos Central, chaoscentral.com. These guys' channels right here. Danny, why don't you talk about yourself one last time, please?
I am Danny, aka Comic Chat. You can find me with these guys on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights on our perspective shows, all at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also find us Wednesday. I'm on Guy Scar's show to hang out, talk about similar stuff, items, ideas, movies, whatever the case may be, news articles. Tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can find me along with Anzo and Chris Knight and Roberto doing Square One. We're talking sports. This playoffs, man, I'm pretty impressed with the NBA. This is one of the better ones I've seen in a long time. So I'm glad it's finally getting back to what it used to be. And Sunday, of course, we'll be on Anzo's channel doing the last episode of Moon Knight, which I'm looking forward to. I think it's going to be very controversial. I know some people like it, some people don't. So tune in for that 8:30 Sunday night. See what's going on with Moon Knight.
Absolutely. Anzo.
And go see Doctor Strange too.
Yes.
Facts.
Absolutely. Go ahead, guys. Anzo, go ahead.
Yeah, Biggaford Entertainment. And like I said, we do the 3 show. Danny said we do the 3 shows: Chaos List, Chaotic Conversation, Rule of 3. I have the OOC, which I do on Wednesdays. The Roundtable is coming up on Sunday. But I'll just second what Danny said. Go see Doctor Strange. I'm probably going to do an updated Marvel movie ranking because I want to rank my movies and which one's the best. Because
if you want, hey, you know what?
So what's number one? Infinity War?
Infinity War is still number 1.
So you like this better than Winter Soldier?
Yes.
Okay. If you want to do that, let me know. I'm sure Danny would be interested too. Just give me enough time that I can actually go through them and rank them.
We can do it.
I'll come on.
You like that better than Black Panther?
Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It's because of what they did. Like I said, I was so shocked that they okay, so I knew before that Wanda was gonna fuck up the Illuminati. I knew that. I read a spoiler that she was gonna fuck them up. I didn't know she was gonna kill them all. And the way they did it, I was like, okay, so this shows that Marvel can kind of push the stakes in some of their movies. You know what I mean?
Other than the House of M, I have never seen one. I have never read the Scarlet Witch that powerful.
Me neither.
So this level up they got on her, I ain't digging it too much. But it was good, like you said. She is not stronger than Doctor Strange in the comics that I've read. But
I heard she actually was, but I don't know personally. But Ashley said she was stronger than Doctor Strange and Professor X. So yeah, so that's what I heard. But I mean, even when I watched the video, they did say that Doctor Strange and Wanda are at their most powerful in this movie. So I was like, okay, I'm cool with that.
You talked about the how she fucked them up. The way she did Black Bolt. Oh my God.
I loved it. I loved it. It was like, he could kill you with just the sound of his mouth. What mouth?
Dude, that was what You know what that reminded me of? That reminded me how bad they failed in the original Matrix doing that joke, and how well they pulled it off. I mean, literally, because they didn't even show the. They just showed it no mouth.
Yeah.
As strong as she is in this movie, she could defeat Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. I just don't believe that.
Well, she almost did it in the movie, Danny.
I'm just saying,
true,
though. I just
and again, he has reality stuff. There's a lot of things
he didn't have the Infinity Gauntlet when she did that.
Well, okay,
no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
That's all semantics. But that Black Bolt thing, where his head just goes like, boom.
And it literally looked like it melted. Like, when do you give me one MCU show movie where they show shit like that? They don't, and that's what put this movie top for me.
The way that she just
when old boy killed that guy on the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Falcon and Winter Soldier, yeah.
When she sliced Captain Britain, and they had the blood on the
blood on it.
Captain Carter, exactly. Oh, well, you see, and that's okay. Implied violence such as that, implied that she got cut in half, is to me in a sense good enough. You don't have to show me. Implying it is very good.
Me too.
That's a large step for them.
But if we think about it, we saw that in What If. There's a lot of killing in What If too.
Yeah. And I think, but I think What If was the start of it, where they were like, okay, maybe we could push the boundaries a little bit more, because no one really complained about any of it in What If, right? So I think What If had a lot to do with that.
I'm glad Kevin Feige signed off on it.
Yeah, me too. And I hope they do. That. Yeah, I was just gonna say before we go, I hope they do more of that. I hope they do more of that.
Absolutely. We all should, like, I don't know. I wanted to do Doctor Strange today mostly. We can find a time that we can all talk about it, because I think we all have. I think we all liked it. It's obvious. It's just I think we should talk about what we thought was very good, what might have been done better. Who knows? But we'll discuss that at a later time. Maybe Danny can do it on his channel for himself, or you can do it on your channel. And so I don't care. We don't have to do it on Chaos Central, but I'd love to talk with you guys about it. All right, guys, I'm Chris Knight, the Real Review 3000. You guys helped push me past 6,000 subs. I really appreciate that. I'm seeing a lot of good upturn on my channel. I have you guys to thank for that. I have these guys to thank for it, too, because when they come and do these shows with me, and they do support me outside of this, that's what this is all about. It's about support. We try to help and we try to support everybody that we work with, the three of us together, other people that come on this show, on their shows, on this channel, on the roundtables. Guys, if you see somebody on this channel, by all means, please go and check them out. I will never tell anybody to automatically subscribe to somebody, but go check out their stuff, because if you like the stuff we do here, you're definitely like Danny's stuff, and you're definitely like Hanzo's stuff. So check that stuff out, guys. With that said, thank you guys for coming here on Friday. What's that?
What were the results of the poll?
Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about that. Jeez. I forgot I put that up. Oh, my God. Oops. Oh, my God. Hold on. We'll find out.
Yeah, if you guys want to do something and talk about it, because I know Danny did his stream where he talked about it. I did one where I talked about it. But if you guys want to do something where we all talk about it, that's good. I could set something up.
That's cool.
Just let me know.
Well, we gained 2 more subscribers tonight here on Chaos Central, guys. So that's a good thing. I want to see that come up here too. It looks like 85% said they liked it. 84.
Maz and Sean's Tech House. If y'all see it on the stream, go watch Batman. Then go watch this.
Yeah. Well, I think
Actually, leave the Batman alone and go watch Doctor Strange twice.
I think Sean and I are going to be watching the Batman on Monday sometime, and I've already seen it, but he's going to do a reaction to it. I'm going to go over there and do it with him, because he's on a trash level with it like you are, Anzo. I'm on a Danny level that I liked it. So I'm going to sit there and talk shit on him all the way through the movie as he goes like, that's not right.
I might go watch it again tonight.
Absolutely.
I could watch. That's the movie I could watch again. But anyway,
I'm going to watch Doctor Strange tonight.
Well, yeah, that's true. I can do that
again.
Guys, thank you for being here. Everybody in the chat, thank you. And everybody have a good night. Peace.
Peace.